Now, on Good Morning Northwest, snow has been falling for hours, causing some trouble on the roads. We have a crew taking you on a drive around the area, showing you what you're dealing with this morning.
The winter weather advisory will expire in our area midday, but snow will continue in many areas. Where and for how long, that's coming up.
And people struggling to buy groceries are about to take another hit. Coming up, the benefit helping feed local families that ends today. You're watching Good Morning Northwest here on 4 News Now. Good morning, and thanks for starting an interesting day with us. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Robin Nance. It is Tuesday, February 28th. Let's get right to Mark with that first alert forecast.
Yeah, wrapping up February with about 5 inches of snow downtown. We have very light snow continuing to fall. And we see some light snow over in Coeur d'Alene sitting at 29 degrees. We're sitting at 30. So we do have that temperatures warming above freezing. We're going to have a melt-off later on today. So the winter weather advisory does continue, but we're seeing it really impacting areas north of I-90. Light snow showers still possible today. Highs above freezing, but then we're going to get a hard freeze overnight. Temperatures down to 16. So anything that melts, be hard as a rock tomorrow. So we look at Doppler radar and we see where we get this break, and now we have another light round coming in. That's going to take, an hour to cross over, adding, again, a half an inch or so, and then we're going to see things improve for the afternoon. So we're going to have that potential snow through mid-morning. Our highs stay into the mid-30s. That's going to happen mid-afternoon, and then we're going to start getting cold at 7 o'clock. 27 degrees, and again, overnight temperatures down to 16 with a clear sky.
All right, Mark, thank you. The heavy overnight snow has been creating plenty of slick conditions out there. Our city and Department of Transportation plows have been out treating roads, but a lot of places are still a mess right now.
Yeah, take your time if there's anywhere that you need to go this morning. Destiny Richards is live, showing us what's happening on the roads.
Yeah, so right now it is still very slick pretty much everywhere across the Spokane area. We had to take the Trent and Hamilton exit on eastbound I-90 because there's currently an STA bus that's straddled across the eastbound lanes, holding up traffic. It wasn't that long when we got on the I-90 eastbound way that we were stopped in traffic. So we took that exit early. We're going to loop around and try to find a better look at it. But right now, that just goes to show how slippery things are right now. We're not dealing with any falling snow or anything, but it's really just these roads that are snow covered. Main roads are better than side roads, but still traction still a main issue, and you want to give enough space to the people around you as well. Bright side, we have seen the plows out. But of course, this is a winter event that is not going to be our last, so you want to make sure to have the First Alert weather app, that we have been telling you about. But again, the good thing is, while we don't have that snow that's messing up visibility or anything like that, it is still a slippery commute, and we haven't even gotten into sunlight yet. So just stay with us, and we'll give you some updates once we learn them.
Thank you so much, Destiny. And from the Breaking Now desk, nearly 50 million people across the Northeast are under winter weather alerts this morning. Americans on the West Coast and in the Northeast are dealing with heavy snowfall, strong winds, power outages, and dangerous road conditions as a series of storms lash opposite sides of the U.S. Taking a live look now at New York here, which is seeing its biggest snowfall of the season right now. Up to 7 inches of snow could fall in parts of upstate New York, New Jersey, and New England, making the morning commute there treacherous. The same system hammering the Northeast produced a tornado outbreak through Kansas and Oklahoma. The tornado packing 110-mile-per-hour winds, slamming different parts of Oklahoma. The storm's destructive path began in California, with record rainfall triggering several mudslides. Authorities there now declaring an emergency in San Bernardino County, where more than 6 feet of snow fell in the higher elevations, trapping people in their homes and vacation rentals. The storm pummeling the Northeast will spread further into northern New England today as cold air locks over the region and 4 to 8 inches of snowfall, according to the National Weather Service. According to PowerOutage.us this morning, more than 200,000 people are without power right now due to this winter weather. Michigan, California, North Carolina, Oklahoma, and Pennsylvania are being hit the hardest. The National Weather Service has confirmed that a series of winter storms will continue to impact the West Coast through tomorrow, with the final storm series pushing over the Southwest Wednesday into Thursday. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
All right, Sydney, thank you. Well, the cost of housing is a major issue in Spokane, not only for renters, but also for those who own apartments and houses. The Spokane City Council passed a package aimed at broadening tenant protections.
It will bring a number of changes, including a $15 door fee that tenants would pay every year. That money would go into a pool that could assist both landlords and tenants. For example, if you are living in an apartment which is not up to code and you have a landlord that refuses to improve living conditions, that money would assist the tenant in relocating to an apartment that's up to code and lawyers to pursue compensation. Or if a landlord rents to a high-risk tenant, they could tap into that pool of money to assist in evicting that tenant. That money would also go toward hiring new housing inspectors and navigators to mediate problems between renters and landlords.
The heart of this ordinance raises several $100,000 a year to hire 3 new housing inspectors and 1 housing navigator. Code enforcement inspectors will go out not just to answer complaints, but really proactively go out and inspect places and make sure that they're up to code. And if the landlords won't do it, they'll take enforcement action against them.
Another policy within this package would require all landlords to obtain a business license, which would cost them about $130 a year.
Well, more than 387,000 people in Washington and Idaho have been pre-approved to receive thousands of dollars in federal student loan forgiveness, according to the Department of Education. A federal appeals court temporarily halted that program in November, but all that could change during today's arguments at the Supreme Court. 2 cases challenging President Biden's plan to cancel some of that debt for millions of borrowers will come before the justices. It'll be a busy day for the court as a number of advocacy groups for student loan forgiveness plan to be outside to demonstrate their support for the president's plan. The outcome of the arguments will put thousands of dollars in repayment relief at stake for some individual borrowers. Well, putting food on the table is about to become a lot more difficult for many local families.
A federal plan that gave families an extra $95 a month to help with food costs during the pandemic ends today. Combine that loss with inflation and it's a double punch to families. Record high food prices are already taking a toll on Brenda Dilley right now. The cut to SNAP benefits March 1st, she says, will leave her with no option other than relying more on local food banks.
I think it's unfair because me and my husband are low-income people and we don't make that much money from Social Security, and I think it's really unfair.
A local senior center says the benefit cut will take a heavy toll on many seniors because many of them are on a fixed income. Local food bank centers say they expect to see higher foot traffic once the extra benefits run out. 8 minutes after 6 o'clock.
All right, we're going to send things back over to Mark Peterson. Boy, we've had a lot of snow this morning, but it looks like it's starting to move its way out.
It's going to move out, but moving into northeastern Washington, moving into North Idaho. Traffic is going to be a bear all morning long. You really just need to allow for plenty of time. Of course, our own Destiny Richards is out there. She's going to show us where the trouble spots are, and we're going to talk about what we could be seeing, well, tonight.
What is the social media effect doing to your kids? Coming up a little later, a special report that dives into what social media is doing to our children and what we can do to help them.
And how the Canadian government has joined the U.S. banning TikTok from government-issued devices. That's next.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Shopping for quality tires but afraid you're paying too much?
You'll find you can trust Perfection Tire for the best deals on Cooper tires and other top quality brands.
Competitive pricing and the best warranties. Nobody beats Perfection.
Whether someone is across the neighborhood, across the street, or across the room, you have the power to make them feel right at home. Ritz, a taste of welcome.
My parents started their first dealership in Coeur d'Alene in 1983. They took pride in being locally owned and work hard to help this great community we call home.
Now, 3 generations later, we're still proud to be one of the last locally owned Subaru dealerships, and we're working harder than ever to give back to the community that has supported us all these years.
Whether they're lifelong Subaru owners or first-time buyers, Subaru drivers in North Idaho have helped us grow into a dealership with over 70 employees. Employees who care about this community the way my family does, with vehicles we're proud to put our name on.
If you're interested in a new Subaru or ready to bring yours into our state-of-the-art service center, we'll give you the great service that we began generations ago.
Because we're looking forward to being your local family Subaru dealer for generations to come.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Shopping for quality tires, but afraid you're paying too much?
You'll find you can trust Perfection Tire for the best deals on Cooper tires and other top quality brands.
Competitive pricing and the best warranties. Nobody beats Perfection.
4 News Now is brought to you by Ironstone Furniture and Fire.
All right, welcome back. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to reaffirm U.S. economic support and announce the recent transfer of $1.25 billion in assistance.
Yellen says she expects the Russian economy to weaken as the country loses foreign investments and runs through its reserves. This comes as Ukraine's military says units of the Russian mercenary group Wagner are throwing their most trained units into the battle for the eastern city of Bakhmut, where the situation is extremely difficult due to non-stop assaults.
Well, rescue teams continue to work today off the coast of Italy, 2 days after a wooden sailboat carrying migrants to Europe smashed onto rocks in stormy weather. At least 63 people have been confirmed dead, including 14 children. Rescuers say most of the migrants are from Afghanistan, as well as some from Iran, Somalia, and Syria. Pakistan's foreign ministry says 20 of its citizens were on a boat.
Canada's government is banning TikTok on government-issued mobile devices. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says it could be the first steps to further action. The app is wildly popular with young people around the world, but Chinese ownership has raised fears that Beijing could use it to collect data on Western users or push pro-China narratives and misinformation. It follows similar moves in the EU and U.S. The White House says government employees are on the clock to delete the app. It must be removed from all government-issued devices within the next 30 days.
Well, good Tuesday morning. 10-second takeaway before you now. Yeah, it's a snowy start, no doubt about it. It's a slippery start as well, so allow plenty of time as you head out. Grab your winter gear and pack your patience. 35 the high today.
All right, let's check back in with Destiny Richards, who has been out on the roads all morning long. Destiny.
Yeah, right now, eastbound I-90, we just drove by where the STA bus had all lanes stopped. Right now, we're not seeing the bus anymore, but just a little bit of a holdup on the highway as they work to get things open. So just be aware of that if you're going eastbound on I-90. But things already in these on-ramps getting on the highway are very, very slippery. So just be careful as you're getting on and off the freeway, even though the freeway you can see their lines and everything, but still just slick all around. I'll send it back to you guys. We'll have a live look in a little bit.
Yeah, you can't even really see the road lines there, so it's pretty tricky.
Yeah, it's tough. Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:14.
It is a big week for a special group of children in Spokane and for our pal Mark Peterson and the 4 News Now Extreme team. Right after the break, we'll check on the new project and why it is so important to the community.
Speaking of Mark, he'll also be back with that full forecast that includes another round of this stuff.
4 News Now is brought to you by Washington Trust Bank.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Here we grow again. Even more fun is headed to Spokane Tribe Casino. You love Caesar Sportsbook, the Grill and Bar, and larger variety of games we recently added. Gear up for a new food court, a completely smoke-free gaming area, a state-of-the-art entertainment venue, and more. Things just keep getting better. Grab your lucky charm and play Rainbow of Riches every Thursday for your chance to win up to $1,000 in cash or free play. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
Those responsible for making our local roads and highways safe for winter travel would like to remind you that snow removal is an important, critical, and precise task. Please give the right-of-way to removal equipment so we can all get where we need to go quickly and safely.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a four-letter word.
I think we should hire more people.
Doc, I'm late for a meeting. I'm thinking of starting my own practice.
Do it. Too much capital.
We need a warehouse.
I can't imagine how we do that.
We should knock that wall down and expand.
Do it. There's always another wall beyond the wall.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Get pampered, relax, invigorate, and rejuvenate. Seven Wonders Nail, Hair, and Spa's new North Spokane location is a full-service salon that specializes in achieving this every day. Guests enjoy a complimentary drink with all services, including hair, nails, spa, microblading, full bridal, and more. Our 10,000 square foot spa, one of the largest in the Northwest, accommodates large groups, and walk-ins are welcome too. Seven Wonders Nail, Hair, and Spa, a luxury experience accommodating everyone.
Weather Alert Days on 4 News Now.
That means weather that could be a threat to your family's safety.
The First Alert Weather Team pinpoints the most impactful and dangerous days, warning you early, on air and online. Weather Alert Days, another way we're keeping you safe on 4 News Now.
Ironstone Furniture and Fire is making room for new inventory. For a limited time, you can create your ideal space and save on in-stock selections. Sofas, chairs, tables, and more. Comfortable and beautiful furniture makes a house feel like home. Visit our showroom, Ironstone Furniture and Fire in Coeur d'Alene.
It's 6:17. The newest Extreme Team project is well underway. That'll benefit local kids with hearing challenges. The Spokane Hope Center stands for Hearing Oral Program of Excellence.
It's in its 19th year of operation and helps kids who are deaf or hard of hearing learn how to listen and speak. Developing these skills helps children as they grow and leads to success in their education and communication with the people around them. Quinn Keeler was diagnosed as deaf when she was about 8 months old, which can be a frightening diagnosis for any parent. Quinn's moms were immediately connected with Spokane Hope Center, and now Quinn is a thriving kindergartner.
We could see that life was going to bring challenges no matter what, and whether they're hearing related or not. And through Hope and our goal as parents is just equip her for those challenges.
Now, Mark Peterson and the Extreme Team have a big week coming up to double the space at the Spokane Hope Center.
All right, today is the first day, but I want to introduce our, again, deaf intervention therapists. It's something like that. They have a lot of cool stuff, but they're in tiny chairs. This is where the kids sit. These are the kiddos. This is where they do their lunch break. But what happens is that all of the classrooms look like this. There's so many kiddos, so we're going to double the space. How do we do that? Let's go back a couple of weeks. First of all, Baker Construction. They were the first ones in. They did all the framing. It was beautiful. Mountain States Electric. They're putting in all the electrical. They got that done. Specialty Insulation came in, insulated. And then DSI came in and did all of the drywall. All right, so now we're to paint. Now, this is where this week comes into play. This is when we start building everything. Horizon Credit Union, they're here. What are they doing? They're doing what they love to do, paint. They really don't, but they do it anyway. So we filled all the holes in the walls. We're getting everything looking good. And in elsewhere, we've got Y-Pliance that is here making sure the connectivity, they're going to quadruple the ability on the Wi-Fi signal. All right, so that brings us to right now. We're going to start from this point forward. But what do they do? For 19 years, they've been interventionists when it comes to children born deaf and hard of hearing. I actually said that right. And so what they do is they bring hope to families. At the Hope Center, during lunch, I'm Mark Peterson, 4 News Now.
Great
Talking to the parents and seeing the mothers tear up going, she didn't hear my lullabies for 9 months, and now she can hear it. Now we heard the I love yous. And just the amazing things they do with cochlear implants and hearing aids, and the kids are so cute.
Very cute.
Oh, and they are all over the place. We're gonna spread everybody out starting in 1 week. So next Monday, they're gonna have classes in different rooms. Let's take a look at the forecast. I get everyone who's come through there has gotten tied up on this thing. They love it. All right, there are those loving the snow because it's going to add to the snow totals and it's going to make for great skiing. But this is where we're seeing the heavier snows from Bayview all the way over to Deer Park, Highway 2, Highway 395, and then Highway 95 as you head north, snow-packed and icy. This is how we go with the radar. We're seeing that break right now, but we have another round of light snow that's going to come up I-90 through Cheney, through Sprague, over the top of us. That's going to add to our totals. So we could see another inch out of this thing before it's all said and done. 35 degrees will be our high today. Snow to end midday. The afternoon looking to be okay. And overnight clearing and a hard freeze. Cold, 16 degrees. So everything that melts today is going to be a block of ice tomorrow. We want you to be prepared for that. If you're heading out, Snoqualmie Pass actually in pretty good shape. Again, Stevens Pass doing avalanche control starting at 7 a.m. 4th of July Pass is, again, snow-packed and icy, so is Lookout. We'll have temperatures today into the mid to upper 30s. Even with the snow, it's going to be, you know, average temperatures this time of year should be into the mid-40s. So we're not going to get there anytime in the near future. It's going to be cold. We're going to see temperatures sunny and 36 tomorrow. So excited about that. But the Extreme Team reveal is under light snow and 39 degrees. Dry again on Friday to wrap up the week. Overnight lows into the mid-20s with some cloud cover. But tomorrow morning, cold, freezy, icy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank
boy.
you, sir. It is now 6:21. The Gonzaga men and women both moved up in the latest polls. We'll tell you by how much.
And after a 16-0 start in Big Sky play, the Eastern Eagles were trying to avoid back-to-back losses. How they fared against Montana State. That's next in sports.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Next, Kelly, who's ready for the Renaissance?
I'm ready, Kelly!
From The Whale, Oscar nominee Brendan Fraser. We knew it was going to happen. Plus, Jenny Slate.
Watch Kelly today at 4 and 4 News Now at 5.
Living in the Inland Northwest has its advantages, and one of those is working with amazing people who dedicate their time and efforts to help others. STCU's Volunteers Count is a program to say thank you for this service and inspire others to give back too. Please tell us about a volunteer at a local nonprofit that inspires you. Go to KXLY.com/volunteerscount and nominate them. Help us showcase those people who give of their time and truly make a difference. Volunteers Count, brought to you by 4 News Now and STCU.
At Mazda, we engineer confidence behind the wheel for all our drivers. The fact that the 2023 Mazda CX-5 remains the only small SUV in its class to achieve the highest rating in the new IIHS Side Impact Crash Test as of July 2022 ensures this confidence also extends to our passengers.
The all-wheel drive Mazda CX-5 was built for the Pacific Northwest. We have over 60 Mazdas in stock now at Foothills Mazda. Take yours home today or visit SpokaneMazda.com.
When you pull up in a brand new $85,000 GMC Sierra Denali, neighbors are going to notice, especially Gary. Don't make this weird, Gary. It's the Spring Into a Sierra giveaway at Northern Quest. Now through March 30th, play daily with your Cameras Rewards card, and you could have a brand new, fully loaded GMC Sierra in your driveway come spring. Details at northernquest.com.
Whatever plans you have, whatever future you imagine for yourself, Idaho's public colleges and universities are here for your journey. Here to help you explore and develop your potential and expand your vision for what's possible. Here so that you can take advantage of opportunities presented by Idaho businesses and industries that want and need your talents. Here for you, for us, for Idaho.
Satay Bistro, Coeur d'Alene's culinary extravaganza of American fusion dining. From our extensive wine cellar to our unforgettably decadent menu, we'll move your experience beyond ordinary to the extraordinary. Satay Bistro, just off the 4th Street exit in Coeur d'Alene.
We are
are just a day away from the beginning of March, and you know what that means. The NCAA tournament is nearly upon us, as many of the teams in our region are set to make one last push to either get into the tournament or improve their resumes. After beating St. Mary's on Saturday night, the Gonzaga men made a jump into the top 10 in the latest Associated Press Top 25 poll. While this ranking doesn't matter when it comes to the tournament committee, it does show a pathway for the Bulldogs to potentially jump into a number 2 seed. Currently, the latest ESPN bracketology has them as a number 3 seed in the West region and headed to Orlando for the first 2 rounds. And despite the 5 losses on the season, Gonzaga is still proving why they are one of the best teams in the country year in and year out, compiling a record 25 wins for the 16th straight year. On the women's side, they also saw a jump in the polls, coming in at number 15, up 3 spots from the previous week. Over the weekend, the Bulldogs beat BYU down in Provo to claim the WCC regular season title outright and also claim their 27th win on the season. Now, despite all of those wins and the ranking, the Zags still not getting much respect in their latest bracketology. ESPN has them as an 8 seed in the Seattle region and playing their first 2 rounds down in Salt Lake City. And the Eastern Washington Eagles dropped their regular season finale on Monday night against Montana State. After going more than 70 days without a loss, the Eagles now finish conference play with back-to-back losses. However, they still enter the Big Sky tournament as the number 1 seed, but will need to win it in order to make the NCAA tournament, as Selection Sunday is now less than 2 weeks away.
Montana State, really good, by the way. I have faith Eastern will get it back together for the Big Sky tourney.
Me too. It is now 6:26.
All right, after the break, it's an important topic for all families, the social media effect. How much social media use is too much for our kids? What parents, school counselors, and a renowned therapist have to say about it in my special report next.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the jury one step closer to deciding Alec Murdaugh's fate. The disgraced former attorney accused of killing his wife and son.
Defense rests, Your Honor.
The defense team resting after calling Murdaugh's younger brother as their final witness. John Marvin, emotional, remembering his sister-in-law and nephew.
I have a hard time talking about Paul.
Alec's brother breaking down, describing finding his nephew's remains after police released the crime scene.
And I can promise you, no mother or father or aunt or uncle should ever have to see and do what I did that day.
This as the defense presented the theory there could have been 2 shooters, not 1. And we'll be live from outside the courthouse coming up at 7 a.m. Plus, legal expert Dan Abrams weighs in live. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
Ready to shine from the inside out? Say yes to Nature's Bounty, the #1 brand for hair, skin, and nails, with our signature blend of health and beauty nutrients to bring out more of your inner beauty. Get more with Nature's Bounty.
Think Mom's mad about her favorite shoes? Nope, because Bank of America lets her switch her Choice Cashback category to online shopping, so she earns more on a replacement pair.
With the Bank of America customized cash rewards card, you just can't stop getting rewarded.
New Vibrant from Airwick. Our first fragrances infused with 2 times more natural essential oil. It's our most amazing, true to nature fragrance experience ever. New Vibrant from Airwick.
I've been telling everyone, the secret to great teeth is having healthy gums.
Crest Advanced Gum Restore detoxifies below the gum line and restores by helping heal gums in as little as 7 days. Crest, the #1 toothpaste brand in America.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. 4 News Now. Expect more on air, online, and on the app.
Big Table helps restaurant and hospitality workers in crisis and transition, offering care, coaching, and support.
Too often, the person preparing or serving your food is struggling to put food on their own table. Big Table serves hope through crisis intervention and relational care.
Numerica Credit Union is honored to partner with organizations like Big Table as they help enhance lives, fulfill dreams, and build communities.
Check out more organizations that make our community stronger at numericacu.com.
When you need repairs to your vehicle, just look for this.
your trusted, locally owned resource for efficient, cost-effective repairs. Our Perfection Tire certified techs can do it all.
When that check engine light comes on, we can fix it. Need brakes? We can fix it. Factory scheduled maintenance, wipers not working, headlight out, squeaky belt, oil change, coolant leak, wheel alignment. Guess what? At Perfection Tire, we can fix it.
Why go anywhere else? We do it all. Nobody beats perfection.
Ironstone Furniture and Fire is making room for new inventory. For a limited time, you can create your ideal space and save on in-stock selections. Sofas, chairs, tables, and more. Comfortable and beautiful furniture makes a house feel like home. Visit our showroom, Ironstone Furniture and Fire in Coeur d'Alene.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
You are waking up to several inches of heavy snow that's fallen overnight. It continues falling this morning, so you will want to plan for a slower commute.
Yeah, we're seeing slick, snow-covered roads all across the area right now. Destiny Richards is live with a look at what you can expect before you head out this morning. Destiny.
Yeah, right now we are on Sprague going east into Spokane Valley now, and we're really seeing, snow-covered roads still. In some areas you can't see pavement at all. Others you can, and you can tell that the plows have been there. So you really just want to take it easy. Those arterials have really been treated a lot better than side streets right now. We're still seeing that. So your neighborhood street, you're likely going to be making those first tracks as you head out this morning. And just be careful again on I-90. Right now, it's still very slippery as you get on and off the highway. We've already had some incidents popping up this morning on the interstate. So you just want to be careful regarding that. Just light snow falling right now. Nothing too heavy, but still have that First Alert weather app on you. It certainly alerted me this morning that we were going to have a lot more snow than I think we were all anticipating. That's what's leading to the road conditions right now. So that will really give you a nice heads up. And we also still have school delays. This kind of gets you an idea of what we're dealing with and what's causing those delays this morning. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, lots of delays, and it's running at the top of your screen. Destiny, thanks.
All right, here's Mark with that First Alert forecast.
All right, good morning, everybody. So we do have a winter weather advisory in effect ending this morning to the south. We're going to be midday. This is going to be this afternoon as this continues to make its way northward. And it is impacting, again, many roadways. So in Coeur d'Alene, you're sitting at 28 degrees, snow-packed and icy conditions. We're in the same boat, and we're sitting at 30 degrees. We look at the 4 things you need to know. Winter weather advisory continuing. Light snow showers still possible throughout the day. Not expecting to see a ton more in the Spokane area. High's going to be above freezing day all over the region, but then a hard freeze overnight for tomorrow morning. Doppler radar, very busy as we continue to see this snow falling. And in fact, right here is Mount Spokane. Let's take a check on how they've been doing. And that looks like that's almost 7 inches. Boy, getting up there this afternoon, you're going to have fresh powder. There's no doubt about it. Over the next 12 hours, this is what we have. That potential for light snow in around the 11 o'clock hour. Again, it is going to be light. It's going to be scattered. High today, 35. We are going to have, again, some partly cloudy skies at times, clearing overnight and getting very cold.
I would put overuse of social media as one of the primary dangers of tween and teen life right now.
That is Dr. Michael Gurian, a renowned therapist and author who compares the overuse of social media to nicotine addiction because it affects the way dopamine works in a developing brain. It's why the Seattle School District is now suing major tech companies, accusing them of hooking young people on their platforms and creating a mental health crisis.
But how big of a problem is overuse of social media for kids? And what can we as parents do about it? I dove into the social media effect to find answers.
Social media has become a part of our everyday lives. We spend a fair amount of time each day scrolling through our feeds, but our kids spend even more.
The Instagram was a big one. Snapchat. They loved Snapchat.
Jill Royston is a Spokane mom. When she first gave her daughters smartphones, they'd disappear into their rooms for hours at a time, and their phones quickly became their everything.
It can be a tool for immense power, having the world at your fingertips, but it can also be a shadow side.
Soon, seeing glamorous pictures she couldn't live up to or posts about all the fun things she was missing out on became too much for Royston's youngest daughter to handle.
She would give me her phone physically and be like, you got to take this. Like, she recognized it was affecting her mental health, kind of her physical health. Like, she was getting to a place where she didn't necessarily want to go to school.
Lisa Renner and Alana DePaulo see this social media effect all too often at Shadle Park High School, where they work as counselors.
I'd say over the last 15 years, there's been a progression of anxiety and depression that I see in, my practice at the schools I've been at. And I would say it's getting worse. It really kind of impacts how students see themselves and how they see their life and their reality too.
DePaulo says social media and isolation during COVID have made it hard for a lot of kids to have face-to-face conversations.
They'll be happy to send an email, a text. They'll do anything they can behind a screen instead of having to sit and have a conversation with someone. That's terrifying to a lot of students.
The content of what they can find on social media can also be terrifying. Anything from drugs to pornography to eating disorders.
So you want to learn how to be anorexic, you just hop online. TikTok is their role modeling. It's a lot of stimulation.
And too much stimulation can become like a nicotine addiction, says Spokane therapist and author Dr. Michael Gurian. He says each time our kids look at social media, it's flooding their still developing brains with dopamine.
And it happens 20, 50, 100, 500 times a day, depending on how they use it. And that's really the problem. So the brain rewires, and it does not wire toward normal development. It rewires, and that rewiring is what we're seeing with depression, anxiety, and all sorts of other issues.
Dr. Gurian begs parents not to give kids smartphones or access to social media until they're at least 14 or 15, not only because of that rewiring of the brain, but the feelings social media can cause.
That sense of inadequacy that we ruminate on because we don't fit. And then the negative, the spending all the time on the negative and ruminating on that. Which feels like disaster, and disaster is constantly around the corner.
He says putting parental controls on your kid's phone is a must and believes parents should be checking their online activity often.
Parents have an absolute right to check that. They have to protect their kids. We just trump the privacy over that these days because we don't realize how dangerous this stuff is.
The counselors agree and would remind parents that they own the phones, not their kids.
It's a privilege, not a right. And so you have the right to shut down the Wi-Fi. You have the right to take the phone. I think that parents need to take their kids' phones more often. And I'm not saying for weeks at a time. I'm saying, hey, we're going to go do this. Phones off. Hey, we're having dinner. There's no phones at the table.
What have you been doing for the last couple hours? And they're like, oh.
Jill Royston now wishes she'd waited until her daughters were older before allowing them on social media. She believes parents need to understand the different platforms and have an honest, open dialogue with their kids.
Just being able to say, I am worried about you. Do you know how quickly this picture can spread? I don't know. I'm a big believer in that dialogue and helping young people become informed young people so that they can make the best decisions for themselves.
Learning to live with social media isn't easy, but parents have to do all they can to protect kids from its dangers.
And all those people we talked to says you need to set some ground rules before you give their kids their phone. Dr. Gurian says if you do take that phone away, well, those kids will definitely be angry with you for the first few weeks, but in time, he believes they'll actually thank you for it.
And right now on KXLY.com, we have some additional videos on the social media effect, including Dr. Gurian's tips for digital hygiene and how to know if overuse of social media is negatively affecting your child. And we are continuing the discussion on this topic throughout the day. Send your questions in, and our digital anchor, Rob King, will be live at 7:30 tonight, leading a discussion about the social media effect, including what signs to look for if your child is addicted and how it can affect their health.
We also want to hear what concerns you have about social media. Head to KXLY.com to submit your questions, and we'll take them to the experts for you. Again, such an important topic for so many of our local families.
And there's so much pressure for these kids to get on and for us as parents to allow them to get on. And there's, sometimes you feel like you're kind of lost in this, but you're not alone.
That's right. Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:39.
All right, Mark is here talking about what we can expect on the roads.
All right, packed snow and ice on Lookout Pass, 4th of July Pass, Stevens Pass. Packed snow and ice with avalanche control at 7 a.m. They say half an hour to 2 hour delays there, so they're going to stop traffik. Snoqualmie Pass, traction tires advised, and it's just slow going. We have snow-covered roads. There's no doubt about it. We're going to talk more about how much more we can see coming up.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Do you have concrete floors that look like this? Let Everhart Painting Floor Coating Specialists transform your floors with their multi-step coating system. The finished product is spectacular, aids in the safety of your space, and much more. Call Everhart Painting today to schedule a free estimate. Everhart Painting, your painter for life.
Vroom, vroom. Oh, don't worry. I'll make sure to leave plenty of space when I pass by. I think 200 feet is right here. Thank you. That looks safe to me. And if I can't move over, I promise I'll slow down at least 10 miles an hour below the speed limit or no more than 50 miles an hour. You promise? Promise.
We want everyone to get home at the end of the day. When you see vehicles with flashing lights or people working on the side of the road, move over or slow down.
Feel more connected to every fleeting moment. The Mazda CX-30 with available turbo engine. An IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. More power for your pursuit.
Embrace every unexpected turn in the all-wheel drive Mazda CX-30. We have over 60 Mazdas in stock now at Foothills Mazda. Take yours home today or visit SpokaneMazda.com.
Big Table helps restaurant and hospitality workers in crisis and transition, offering care, coaching, and support.
Too often, the person preparing or serving your food is struggling to put food on their own table. Big Table serves hope through crisis intervention and relational care.
Numerica Credit Union is honored to partner with organizations like Big Table as they help enhance lives, fulfill dreams, and build communities.
Check out more organizations that make our community stronger at numericacu.com.
Hey, have you seen this TikTok family pairing thing?
Yeah, it's a bunch of settings we can customize.
So
Shauna's parents be like, okay, so I'm thinking 40 minutes of screen time a day. And Shauna's all like, what? I think 60 is fair. Or you know how Ricky posts those 6 solos? Well, his dad's like, these are sick, but they're only sick for you and your friends. Or you could be like, I'm extending your screen time, son, and your curfew.
I don't sound like that. Do I sound like that?
Do you have concrete floors that look like this? Let Everhart Painting Floor Coating Specialists transform your floors with their multi-step coating system. The finished product is spectacular, aids in the safety of your space, and much more. Call Everhart Painting today to schedule a free estimate. Everhart Painting, your painter for life.
All right, welcome back. In news for your health this morning, a zero-calorie sweetener is now being linked to blood clots, stroke, heart attack, and even death. According to a new study, erythritol seems to be increasing risk for people with existing health issues. The sweetener is found in stevia, monk fruit, and keto-reduced sugar products. Researchers are finding people with conditions like heart disease and diabetes are twice as likely to have a heart attack or stroke with this sweetener in their system. While more studies are needed to figure out what's causing the link, people with health concerns should talk to their doctors about limiting artificial zero-calorie sweetener intake.
Some lawmakers in Olympia want to increase the number of students eligible for free meals at school, but the latest proposal falls short of one representative, Spokane's Marcus Riccelli, his dream of free meals for all students. If approved, House Bill 1238 would make it so elementary schools could offer universal free breakfasts and lunches by the start of 2024 school year. But that would only apply to schools with 30% of students already qualifying for free or reduced meals. The bill still needs to make it out of committee before heading to the full House for a vote.
6:43, it is a Tuesday morning. Here's your 10-second takeaway. It is a snowy Tuesday morning and a slippery start, certainly in those neighborhoods. Grab your winter gear. Again, taking it easy, allow for plenty of time. It's 35 degrees for our expected high today. We'll be right back.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Happy Take and Bake Tuesday!
Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get any large pizza for just $12, which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
we might have too many favorites.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
So we recently partnered up with Ben Gregg of the Gonzaga Bulldogs to help us spread the word about our Zags Win, You Win promotion. And next time I'll bet he'll read the fine print.
It's not all bad. Turns out I have a natural talent for heating and cooling. Zags win, you win.
Spokane Hope Center for children born deaf and hard of hearing. They've got the kids. They don't have the room. We're expanding their theater of operations, refreshing offices, and it's all going to happen at the end of the month. The 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Get pampered, relax, invigorate, and rejuvenate. 7 Wonders Nail, Hair, and Spa's new North Spokane location is a full-service salon that specializes in achieving this every day. Guests enjoy a complimentary drink with all services, including hair, nails, spa, microblading, full bridal, and more. Our 10,000 square foot spa, one of the largest in the Northwest, accommodates large groups, and walk-ins are welcome too. 7 Wonders Nail, Hair, and Spa, a luxury experience accommodating everyone.
YWCA's 41st Women of Achievement Luncheon is March 9th at the Davenport Grand. We will be celebrating 9 amazing women of achievement and the Y's 120 years of service in Spokane. Visit ywcaspokane.org for tickets.
Fresh out of Papa Murphy's kitchen, the limited time double bacon cheddar pizza.
Actually, it's fresh out of my oven.
Dad, it's just an expression.
Nacho cheddar cheese sauce, crispy bacon, Canadian bacon? Now that is an expression.
Change the way you pizza.
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota.
Welcome back. Housing has been a major topic in Olympia.
A Senate bill that would limit how much your landlord could increase your rent has died in committee, but a similar bill in the House could still make it out of the House. If it is approved, House Bill 1389 would cap rent increases to the rate of inflation or to 3%. Whichever number is higher, with a maximum increase of 7%. The Tenants Union of Washington and Spokane was in favor of the bill, saying Spokane has seen some of the highest rent increases in the country, while critics say no change is needed and could make the current housing supply worse. The bill could still be reintroduced next legislative session.
And as more people move to the inland Northwest, we want to share your stories and help find solutions. What concerns do you have with growth in the inland Northwest? Is it housing, jobs, traffic? Let us know by going to KXLY.com/packed-in and join the conversation on how we can work through these issues. And once again, you're taking a look at snow-covered Spokane here this morning.
Yeah, let's get you out on the roads. Destiny Richards has been driving around all morning long. What are you seeing now?
So we're up here on the South Hill, and it's definitely snowing again. We were back down in Spokane, maybe really fine flakes, but not snowing as much. Definitely a lot up here, and we're on Regal now, approaching 57th, near the YMCA, near Safeway, and we can definitely tell here that the roads are still snow covered, and this is what I meant when I said that not all arterials are the same. So you just want to drive for the conditions and give yourself space between you and the cars around you.
It's not great. It's not great.
Not great at all. You know, most of our metro area school districts are operating on a 2-hour delay today. There are a few who are closed. Make sure you check KXLY.com.
Yeah, and it's running right here. Right. All right. In the meantime, when is the snow leaving us?
It's going to be leaving us by mid-morning. B basketball, is that, when does that start?
State B?
Yeah,
State B.
later this week, I believe.
Later, yeah, so that's going to be an impact too. All right, here we go. Live satellite and radar. We do have heavier amounts into Liberty Lake area, or Spirit Lake, excuse me, Rathdrum, and then over in Airway Heights, Medical Lake. As we look at the Doppler radar, we're definitely seeing a break in some of that as it continues to make its way up. So Deer Park's going to get a nice break. We're going to see that in the Meade area as it crosses over. Newport's going to see more snow coming in, and we're starting to see this sort of bunch up, so it's going to hang out. Again, that 9, 10 o'clock hour is really where we're looking at this thing continuing to move out. We'll have a look at the timing coming up in just a moment. 35 today. It's the snow showers that we could see later on. Clearing and cold overnight, temperatures down to 16. Now, let's take a look at where this is headed. So we look at the forecast radar, which was spot on yesterday for the time, but not the amounts. We got more than expected. There's no doubt about that. So this continues to make its way out. And about 10 o'clock, we see the potential for some light flurry activity, but that's going to be about it. It's going to be north of Deer Park. It's really going to be north of us, period. And then as we go through the afternoon after scattered showers, by 3 o'clock, much of this energy should be pushed out and moving out of the region, clearing and getting colder region-wide. Now, our highs today are going to be in the mid to upper 30s. So we are going to see a bit of a melt-off, certainly where you see some of the blacktop. We get some sunshine this afternoon. That's going to help melt it. The issue is what melts will then refreeze tomorrow morning. Overnight low of 16. Tomorrow, sunny and 36. Going to be a gorgeous Wednesday. You're still going to have snowpack and icy conditions in the neighborhoods, so just be aware of that. And our extreme team reveal on Thursday, 39 the high, and expecting more light snow.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Still winter.
By the way,
Still winter.
Stay beat tomorrow.
There you go.
Round of 12 action.
All right. Oh, boy. It's now 10 minutes before the hour. Your morning sprint's just ahead.
Don't go away.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Perfection Tire.
My parents started this dealership in Coeur d'Alene in 1983. They took pride in being locally owned and worked hard to help this great community we call home.
Now, 3 generations later, we're still proud to be one of the last locally owned Toyota dealerships. And we're working harder than ever to give back to the community that has supported us all these years.
Whether they're lifelong Toyota owners or first-time buyers, Toyota drivers in North Idaho have helped us to grow into a dealership with over 170 dedicated staff members. People who care about this community the way my family does, with vehicles we're proud to put our name on.
If you're interested in a new Toyota or ready to bring yours into our state-of-the-art service center, we'll give you the great service that we began generations ago. Because we're looking forward to being your local Toyota family dealer for generations to come.
Ironstone Furniture and Fire is making room for new inventory. For a limited time, you can create your ideal space and save on in-stock selections. Sofas, chairs, tables, and more. Comfortable and beautiful furniture makes a house feel like home. Visit our showroom, Ironstone Furniture and Fire in Coeur d'Alene.
Use me to take a bite out of food waste and help the environment.
How'd you do that?
Well, give me yard waste, food scraps, heck, even your food-soiled paper like pizza boxes, paper towels, and coffee filters. I'll take it to be composted and returned to the soil.
And we'll still be here for the rest.
Learn more at SpokaneCountySolidWaste.org.
Spring is in the air and creativity is blooming everywhere at Custer's 46th Annual Spring Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Spokane Fair and Expo Center. Join us as 250 artisans from across the Northwest display and sell their fine art, handcraft, and specialty foods. The variety and quality of work make this a must-see event. Single day admission only $8. Tickets on sale now at CusterShows.com. Custer's Spring Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Spokane Fair and Expo Center.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now. This Good Morning Northwest Morning Sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
6:53. It's time to get you ready to take on your Tuesday here in the morning sprint.
Destiny Richards is giving you a live look at those roads ahead of a snowy commute.
Sydney Charles live with the latest details on winter weather sweeping the U.S.
But we want to get right to Mark, and you have a winter weather advisory for us, and effect until this afternoon?
Yes, till noon, 1 o'clock. It's going to be allowed to expire. The winter weather advisory, though, is still underway. We want you to be aware of that, and it'll last longer into Idaho. Light snow showers still possible. We will see highs above freezing, and again, a hard freeze overnight. Doppler radar showing we get a bit of a break. Now we're starting to see, again, that next little band come in. That's going to continue to move north, and those roads on 395 and again on Highway 95 are going to be snow-packed and icy, so be aware of that.
We've been driving all around Spokane this morning, giving you a look at this very snowy morning, and this is what you're waking up to if you live on the South Hill. Just driving down a neighborhood street here, and there's a lot of snow. This is what most side streets look like right now. Main arterials are going to be the best looking. Plows have been out all morning, but just take your time and give each other space on the road.
And nearly 50 million people across the Northeast are under winter weather alerts this morning. Americans on the West Coast and in the Northeast are dealing with heavy snowfall, strong winds, power outages, and dangerous road conditions as a series of storms lash opposite sides of the U.S. The storm pummeling the Northeast will spread further into northern New England today as cold air locks over the region with 4 to 8 inches of expected snowfall. That's according to the National Weather Service. According to PowerOutage.us this morning, more than 200,000 people are without power right now due to this winter weather. Coverage on the sweeping winter weather will continue coming up next on Good Morning America.
And the cost of housing is a major issue in Spokane right now. The City Council passed a package aimed at broadening tenant protections. It will bring a number of changes, including a $15 door fee that tenants would pay every year. That money would go into a pool that would assist both landlords and tenants. Another policy within this package would require all landlords to obtain a business license, which would cost them about $130 a year.
Housing is also a major topic in Olympia. A Senate bill that would limit how much your landlord could increase your rent has died in committee, but a similar bill could still make it out of the House. If it is approved, House Bill 1389 would cap rent increases to the rate of inflation, or to 3%, whichever number is higher, with a maximum increase of 7%. Critics of the bill say no change is needed and could make the current housing supply worse.
Putting food on the table is about to get a lot more difficult for a lot of local families. A federal plan that gave families an extra $95 a month to help with food costs during the pandemic ends today. Combine that loss with inflation, and it's a double punch to families. Local food bank centers say they expect to see higher foot traffic once the extra benefits run out. You can find more details about the program ending on our website at KXLY.com.
A federal appeals court temporarily halted President Biden's student loan forgiveness program in November, but all that could change during today's arguments at the Supreme Court. 2 cases challenging President Biden's plan to cancel some of that debt for millions of borrowers will come before the justices. The outcome of the arguments will put thousands of dollars in a repayment relief at stake for some individual borrowers.
Canada's government is banning TikTok on government-issued mobile devices. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says it could be the first steps to further action. The app, of course, is wildly popular with young people around the world, but Chinese ownership has raised fears that Beijing could use it to collect data on Western users or push pro-China narratives and misinformation.
If you were looking to catch an outdoor concert by the water this summer, the festival at Sandpoint has you covered. It announced parts of the lineup for its 40th anniversary concert series. It includes the Grammy Award-winning Train with Better Than Ezra, REO Speedwagon, and Michael Franti and Spearhead. The festival says the rest of the lineup will be announced soon.
And some lawmakers in Olympia want to increase the number of students eligible for free meals at schools. But the latest proposal falls short of Spokane Representative Marcus Riccelli's dream of free meals for all students. If approved, House Bill 1238 would make it so elementary schools could offer universal free breakfasts and lunches by the start of the 2024 school year. The bill still needs to make it out of committee before heading to the full House for a vote.
Idaho State Police will crack down on aggressive driving over the next couple of weeks. It includes things like speeding, tailgating, cutting people off, weaving in and out of traffic. The Office of Highway Safety says 39% of all fatal crashes last year involved some sort of aggressive driving.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
ABC's World News Tonight.
And 4 News Now.
When the local story is national news.
When national stories hit home. Watch ABC World News Tonight at 5:30.
And 4 News Now at 6. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
When you need repairs to your vehicle, just look for this.
Your trusted, locally owned resource for efficient, cost-effective repairs.
Our Perfection Tire certified techs can do it all.
When that check engine light comes on, we can fix it. Need brakes? We can fix it. Factory scheduled maintenance, wipers not working, headlight out, squeaky belt, oil change, coolant leak, wheel alignment. Guess what? At Perfection Tire, we can fix it.
Why go anywhere else? We do it all. Nobody beats perfection.
All right, good morning, everybody. Taking a live look at the light snow continuing to fall in the Spokane area. We had a bit of a break, and now it's all continuing to move back in. Here's a look at the Doppler radar and what we're seeing today. That we had that break. Now we're seeing it come back around this low counterclockwise rotation. So we're going to see that into mid-morning. Then it's going to continue to make its way north. We're going to see a break later on this afternoon, certainly with clearing overnight. 35 the high today, 36 tomorrow. Overnight, clear sky 16. So everything that melts later on this afternoon is going to then freeze. Another round of showers on Thursday.
Keeping it exciting.
Shouldn't be as bad as it was overnight.
Thank goodness.
This time. All right, we'll see you in a bit.